UFC Fight Night. Gane versus Spivak. Today I'm going to be breaking down the main event of this Paris card. It's got a lot of European talent on it, some contenders, some up-and-comers, and guys making their UFC debut. Today I'm going to be going through the main event portion of the card, the main 5 fights, and giving my predictions for each of them. I've gotten 8 main event fights in a row correct here. Let's keep the streak alive. Don't screw me, Ciryl Gane. Little sneak preview of what's to come. That is a Diablo next to me. Check it out. Here we go. First off, we have a featherweight fight between Morgan Charriere and Manolo Zecchini. Charriere is the favorite in this one, making his UFC debut. He is the Frenchman, and he's taking on Manolo Zecchini, who is a plus 260 underdog hailing from Italy. Both these guys are making their debut, but Charriere is the far more experienced guy. He's actually been fighting guys with respectable records, whereas Manolo's kind of been beating up tomato cans. Both these guys are really explosive strikers. I'd give a slight edge to Charriere in that department, and I'd give a large edge in the grappling to Charriere. He's just got more fights under his belt, more experience, and he throws pretty hard hands. I think this one goes to a decision. I think he's going to have a tough time putting Manolo away. A KO wouldn't shock me, but I'm going to go by decision here. Morgan Charriere winning his UFC debut in front of his home crowd. Next up is a light heavyweight fight between Volkan Oezdemir, and he is taking on UFC newcomer Bogdan Guskov from, I want to say, Uzbekistan. This fight, Oezdemir is the minus 175 favorite in this one. He is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Bogdan Guskov is a 14-2 fighter overall. Yes, did just confirm he is from Uzbekistan. Not like it really mattered. Dude, Guskov is scary. Like, just his face is scary. He kind of looks like NoHo Hank from Barry, if anyone watches that show. Just looks like he should be in some European mafia somewhere. He's got the bald head, and he fights scary too. He's definitely a finisher. He's going to go for it in this fight, but Oezdemir, I think, is just going to have a far superior technique in this one. He's the more experienced striker against elite talent, and Bogdan just, you look at the kind of heavyweights light heavyweights he's been fighting, and they're just not the most athletic guys, just from what I've seen. And when he has seemed to take up a step in competition, he has been KO'd before. Definitely would not shock me if he came in here and starched Oezdemir. I mean, the guy's gonna go for it. And I don't know what the under is. I doubt this goes the distance. I think Volkan finds a KO in this one, and gets his career back on track after a bit of an up and down last few fights. Next up is a lightweight fight with some more French talent. We have Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Thiago Moises. Saint-Denis is the minus 160 favorite, being 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Thiago Moises is 3-2 in his last 5 fights and is the slight underdog. Man, Saint-Denis proved a lot of people wrong, me, in his last fight versus Bonfim. I want to say Bonfim was like a minus 300 or more favorite in that fight, and he went out there and dominated Bonfim in every aspect, in the striking, in the ground game. He showed that he's a hard guy to keep down, and he's just a pit bull, is Saint-Denis, and jiu-jitsu does not work that well on pit bulls. We know what Thiago Moises does. He's gonna mix in the grappling. He's gonna try and take your back and choke you out. I think Saint-Denis is just a tough guy to do that to. He's just too strong, too physical in the grappling exchanges. I think Saint-Denis' biggest problem is going to be himself. I mean, you can look up the YouTube interview. He said, "I'm not afraid to get KO'd." I don't know why you would even say that. I'm not afraid to get KO'd. Like, how about you just say, "I'm not going to get KO'd," or "I'm going to KO this man before he like it's just, that's a little concerning, that sort of balls to the walls approach. So I think if Saint-Denis comes out more calculated, I think he should win this one by finish. I don't know, probably most likely some combination of a knockdown and ground and pound. But you never know with Saint-Denis. He did choke out Bonfim. But he does I believe he'll find a finish in this one. Our co-main event is a flyweight fight. Manon Fiorot is taking on Rose Namajunas, who is making her flyweight debut after spending most of her career at strawweight. Manon is going to be the -180 favorite in this one. She's bigger than Rose. She's presumably a bit stronger than Rose. We saw her take on Tabitha Ricci, who was a strawweight fighter, and she just totally dwarfed her in that fight. You could tell that the jump up to 125 is not an easy one for 115ers. Andrade tried it, did not have much success, but Thug Rose is different. I think y'all must have forgot. She is the only person with wins, 2 of them over Zhang Wei Li, who is absolutely dominating everyone. And I just think Rose Namajunas is going to be the best, most well-rounded fighter that Manon has ever fought. People, I think, are counting her most recent loss to Carla Esparza against her a lot, which obviously you have to. Carla Esparza should not be losing to championship level, or should not be beating championship level fighters. That's just the reality. But Rose did not lose. It was not a skill issue in that fight. It was a coaching issue. I believe that to my core. You heard her coaches the whole time, freaking Pat Barry, if that's his name, screaming, "Yeah, you're doing great, Rose. Just keep circling around and not throwing punches or being active at all, and just keep getting punched and not punching back." I mean, like you can't get any worse coaching than that. It's like infuriating. It was so bad, and I think her coaches need to take full responsibility for that. Rose still has all the skill. We know that she has great grappling. We know that she's a dangerous striker. She's got good kicks. If Rose comes out doing the I'm the best chant, I'll be a little concerned, because I think you need to win another fight before we're doing the I'm the best shtick again, Rose. But I think she knows that. She knows how pivotal this fight is. A win could easily set her up with a drop back down to 115 if she chooses to fight for that belt again. I'm sure Zhang Wei Li is itching to redeem herself against Rose and finally get a win over that. So this is a huge opportunity for Rose. Manon is not an easy opponent. I mean, she's got great striking, probably the best striking that Rose has ever dealt with, but we haven't really seen Manon be tested in grappling that much, and I think that's where Rose is going to flourish in this fight. So I think Rose gets a decision. Manon's going to be hard to put away. She's bigger, but I think Rose will be able to mix in the grappling enough to win this one on the cards. She's just got to be aggressive. And then we have our main event, a heavyweight fight. We got Ciryl Gane taking on Sergey Spivak. Gane is 3-2 in his last 5 fights, obviously losing to Francis Ngannou in a really close fight that he definitely could have won if he had a little bit better decision making. And then his fight against John Jones, where he got absolutely dismantled. Just embarrassing. He made me look so bad for picking John in that fight. For picking him against John in that fight. And in this one, I mean, I like what the UFC is doing. They're telling Ciryl Gane, like, you got to prove that you're committed to this game. We're giving you a grappler, and you got to show that you care about grappling and that you care about becoming a complete martial artist, because this Muay Thai one-trick stuff is not going to cut it. We can't be having you fight at the highest levels if your grappling is completely non-existent. So I think Ciryl Gane's got all the skill and all the tools to be proficient enough in grappling to not just get destroyed by any wrestler they're going to put him against. He's so athletic. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't watch the videos of him dunking, and that has a large influence on me picking him in his fights. But nonetheless, I'm going to pick him in this one. Sergey Spivak is just not the level of athlete that Ciryl Gane is, and Spivak is just as one-dimensional in striking as Gane is in the grappling. I think Gane is going to be coming in this one, going to have trained quite a bit harder. I mean, not making excuses, but we did see he had the fat hand in his fight versus John Jones. Like, it was brutal. So I'm not calling the John Jones win a complete fluke. I might call it a slight fluke because Ciryl Gane did not even look like he prepared remotely for that fight. And I think that hand was bothering him a bit. I'm going to take Ciryl Gane in this one regardless. I know that in like the little documentaries they do before the fight, they said Ciryl Gane's FIFA Ultimate Team was like top 500 in the world or something crazy. If his Ultimate Team is as good in the lead up to this fight, you'll know that he's not fully committed though. So I'm hoping he put down the joysticks, picked up the pads, and got some grappling in advance of this one. I think Gane's going to get the KO. They're heavyweights. Spivak's not going to last 5 rounds. Aspinall put him out real quick. But then again, Aspinall might just be better than Gane. We don't know. So Gane by KO is the pick. Let me know your picks down low if you guys so choose. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.